So in this video, we are going to actually be considering the export options as well as the dimension options available in CorelDRAW. The reason why I didn't bring this at the beginning of the course is because I didn't want to complicate things for you guys. I mean, the workspace in itself is already too much to take in at once, and I really want you guys to understand a little bit about the workspace, get a little bit conversant with the tools before we go ahead and dive into some extra nitty-gritty details that are actually very important in graphic design. So as you know that in graphic design, when you see a poster, a flyer, a business card, they are not the same sizes. They all come in different sizes and different shapes. So in this video, we'll be exploring how we can resize our workspace. How we can resize our posters, our flyers to the right size. Say for example, you have a client that walked up to you and tells you, oh, I want a logo design. I want a poster design as well. I also want a business card design. The business card design will not be the same size as the flyer design, so they all have different sizes, and we'll be exploring that in this video. So looking at our workspace here, and I actually really opened this page up because it's one of the stuff we've worked on. Say for example, we want to make this a business card design. So let me go to page 4 and create a new page. So I want you to pay very close attention to this part of the screen on the toolbox, this aspect that I'm hovering my mouse over. If I draw a square now, for example, you'll notice that it changed, right? It changed. So why this changed, I can resize the shape. Say for example, I want to design a poster for Instagram, for example, and Instagram's size or size chart or the dimension acceptable for Instagram is 1080 by 1080 pixel or 1080 by 1350 pixel. So for example, I want to design for Instagram and I want to resize this. I could come here, right? Okay, I could come here and change the size to the required size. I can type in 120 or 50 or thereabout, and it will resize to that particular size that I want. But you notice that this is in mm, right? It's in mm. Say for example, I don't want to design in mm, I want to design in inches or pixel, because Instagram it is 180 by 180 pixels and I don't want to design in mm. So I can just click away, right? Then you would see that once you click away from this rectangle, you have on the toolbox, you have this side that says unit. So this is the place where you can change the unit for which you are designing. Say for example, I want to work with pixels. I will just come over here, select pixels, and then you see this is in pixels already. So if I should select this rectangle, for example, and use 1080 by 1080 by 1080, and I click on enter, this is the appropriate size for Instagram. So if I design on this canvas now, on this rectangle, to be the right size for Instagram, I don't have to be worried as to if it will work or not. And I think another acceptable size for Instagram is 1080 by 135. So 1080 in width, 135 in height. So 1350. Enter, and you see it's longer. I mean, this is how carousels are designed. You just duplicate this rectangle, duplicate it as much as you like, and like that you can create an Instagram carousel that you want. Another way you can actually work on this, say you want to design a letterhead or a business card and you don't know the dimension, for example, and you don't have your phone with you that you can use to search, just come over to the toolbox. There's this particular side that you see A4. Now the A4 is the dimension of the workspace. This white aspect that you're seeing, it is actually A4 size. So say I want to work on A5, I can just select A5 and it gets smaller. So I want to use business card. Now this is the business card size. I want to use business card size. I'll just do this. Now in using business card size, let me delete this rectangle. Let me go ahead and turn off this grid, these rulers I mean. So using this is the business card size. Say for example, I want to do something business card size and I'm not quite sure. I mean, when I drew my rectangle, it is a little bit off and I don't want to start having to reduce it, go through the stress of trying to do this and do that. You can just click away, look at the dimension of the business card size. It is 3 3.5 inches by 2 inches. So I'll just select my rectangle and give it the same size, 3.5 by 2. And just like that, we now have the business card size. You can zoom in, adjust it to the page as you like, draw your grids, and create a business card as you want it. So regardless of what your client is demanding from you to put the flyer, the logo, whatever size or whatever design you're making for them, the size that they want, you can always change the size up there and deliver the right thing. Now the next thing I also want us to consider in this video is the export options. The export options, this is very, very important. Now I haven't designed your logo, I haven't designed your poster, your flyer, your business card design, letterhead, whatever it is that you've designed, and you want to export it. You want to, have it as a JPEG. You want to have it as something you can look at on your device, on your phone, on your laptop, outside of CorelDRAW. It will not work if you send your CoreDraw file to your phone and you're trying to upload it to Instagram. That doesn't make any sense. So say you want to have it in form of a picture, there are ways in which you export it. So let's take, for example, this Mitsubishi logo that we designed. Let me remove the original one. Let me reset this back to A4 because this is looking very, very small. The Mitsubishi logo. Now, I've designed this logo and I actually like the fact that it is transparent. I mean, it does not have any background, right? And I want to export it like that. I can use the command or the shortcut Control E, and like that it will bring the export option. Or you could come to File, come to Export, which is also, you see the Control E is also written there, Export. And like that you can export your design as whatever option you want. Now you rename the name of the design to whatever name you are designing. Let's say Mitsubishi logo. Oh god, I butchered the spelling of Mitsubishi. Okay, so I want to export this. There are other options. You see this says that save as, so I can click on this little arrow here and I have a lot of options in which I can save or export this graphic design content I've come up with as. And that's one thing I actually like about CorelDRAW. You can export it in any option, in so many options, different variations as you want. You have JPEG, and JPEG is basically like in picture format. It will have a background. So if I export this as JPEG, for example, automatically it will give it a white background automatically. Now we have PDF. I know a lot of us know what PDF is. Now we have PNG, and like you heard in that podcast where we're explaining the process of design, where the female designer mentioned using PNG, exporting as PNG. PNG means that it will have a transparent background. So take for example those images when we were working on our posters that we removed their backgrounds. We could also export them and they will be in PNG. You export it as PNG if you don't want it to have a background. Just export it as PNG. You can export it as Adobe Illustrator, like I mentioned, CorelDRAW, Photo Paint, and all these other options that you really like. But I think the most important one is just your JPEG, your PNG, and your PDF. Actually, yeah. So those are the ways in which you can export your designs that you've made on CorelDRAW.